This guy right here, Dr. Jiffy Pop, this guy said I was fake. He said I was fake. Oh, here's our 8th. Let's go, fam. Let's go. How's it going, Tunes the World? It's your pal, Mega Snoop, bringing you another Toontastic video. Let's just say nah. Let's just say I'm not, right, fam? But I'm doing another CFO, because I guess this is what I do with my life now. Also, when I was going to record this, I looked over and I realized I have, like, a bunch of just random drinks here. They're not even like, look how much is left in this. Look! I could finish it in a sip. Why do these sit around like this? I'm gonna just drink both of them at the same time. Here we go. Ready? Alright. Don't ever do that, kids. Never. And I forgot to get gags! I love my life! I can do that if you want to lure, because I can't. I don't have gags! I suck! But anywho, the reason I'm making this video today is not to show you that I can drink 2 unknown liquids at the same time, as much fun as that was, but instead to tell you a story about what happened a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Or how about the one that happened here yesterday? So what you need to know for backstory is that I live here, but I'm not technically one of the owners of the apartment. Brian and his girlfriend's names are on the lease, and I just kind of, in a sense, share the apartment with them. Does that make sense? It's like how your parents own a house but you live there too, you know? And so because of that, they get 2 keys, and there's 2 of them and 1 of me, which means I haven't had a key. They each always had their own key, and whenever I wanted to go somewhere, they would just leave the door unlocked for me to get back in whenever I want to get back in. So now you know the little backstory of how our system works. Yesterday, we messed up. So yesterday, the plan was that Brian and Ashley were gonna go to work, and they were gonna drop me off at the park so I could go to the park and play with my Pokemans on my phone, and then go to Taco Bell and get milk on the way home, and then come back, and I would do my thing for the rest of the day, make videos, stream, etc, etc. So it wasn't until halfway getting home that I realized that there's a chance that we didn't leave the door unlocked. It's not Brian's fault by any means. It's a habit of his to lock the door behind him, and that's a good habit. Kids, get in the habit of locking the door behind you. Keep your stuff from getting stolen. We just kind of forget the fact that I don't have a key, and so he locked the door behind him, and we all left, and we just didn't remember that he wasn't coming back with me. So I was halfway home when I realized, oh, the door's probably locked. So I called him, and he's all like, oh my god. You know, this whole situation could easily be fixed with sound, that's all I'm saying. And so when I called him, he was just getting to work and had to clock in like 10 minutes, and his work is like a half-hour drive away from here, so he didn't have time to drive. You can stop falling over. So he didn't have time to drive home to unlock the door and go back to work, so I had to try to figure something else out. So I get here and I'm like, please don't be locked, please don't be locked, please don't be locked. So I try to open the door and it's locked. Oh. So I go over to the leasing office. I was like, hey, I've been locked out of my apartment. Is there anything you guys can do about that? But you have to remember that my name isn't the one on the lease, and so therefore I can't get them to go open the door for me because technically it's not my apartment. So the leasing office could do nothing, Brian can do nothing. I was locked out, and it made me a little upset. I think that's partially because I know it was my fault. Like, nobody remembered to leave the door unlocked, so I mean, it's no one person's fault, you know? So here it was, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm locked out of my apartment, and Brian doesn't get back until almost midnight. And I live in Vegas, so it's flipping hot outside. It was like 90-something degrees. And I just knew I couldn't sit around all day, so I had to freaking figure out something to do. I'm gonna sound, that's what I'm gonna do. And I didn't really have any money. I had my credit card, which I'm not trying to use right now, because it already needs to be paid off again. But I mean, like, what other choice was I left with? Because I had like no money on my debit card, and I had like $3 in my wallet. What I ended up doing was I walked up to the movie theater and I saw Pete's Dragon, and it was an okay movie, especially for a movie I didn't anticipate seeing. And then I went to Taco Bell and got myself a little bit of dinner. And then I went back and watched Jason Bourne, which I did want to see, and that was a good movie. And so that killed some time until like 8 o'clock, and then I still only had like 3.5 hours. So then I walked from the movie theater to one store, and then from one store to another store, and got myself some chips. That way I had something to snack on while I waited. And then I came back to the apartment complex and literally sat outside my door for 2 hours. Kind of sucked because about an hour into it, it started storming. Like, it started raining and pouring, and the old man was snoring, and it was thundering. Man, it was bad. So not only did I have to walk everywhere, which ended up being like 7 total miles, but I got to spend money I didn't want to spend. And then the climate changes. Basically, my stomach was hurting, my head was hurting. I've got a crick in my neck from laying on the concrete for so long. I was not happy yesterday. I woke up this morning not happy. Like, the fact of the matter was, I like to go to bed at like 11 p.m. and the fact that Brian didn't even get home until 11:45, so I could not physically go to sleep until he came back in, you know? But out of everything, I'll be honest with you, the thing that really bothered me the most was the fact that I couldn't be productive. I do not feel like I'm having a good day unless I'm productive. Like, if I make a video or I do a stream or something like that, I felt like I did nothing yesterday, and I was put in a place where I wanted to do something, and I just couldn't do anything. So out of everything, I think that's what bothered me the most. But I woke up this morning, and I'm not, like, terribly angry. I'm just, like, my neck still hurts a little bit, and I have a headache, but I took an Advil for that. And one of our dudes is AFK, and we're not destroying any of the cogs. It's going so well! Oh my god! But if anyone was wondering why I didn't stream on Tuesday, that's why. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the tweets. Maybe not a lot of you, some of you saw the tweets. And it's like, part of it hurt that like most of the people were making a joke out of it when I was legitimately like kind of angry. It being over now, I can look back and laugh at it, you know? It's like, I was locked out of my apartment for 9 hours. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. My phone was at 36% by the beginning, and by the end it was dead. It was great. Oh my word. I didn't anticipate being locked out of my apartment for 9 hours. My phone was literally at 36% at like 3 p.m. And so I had to put it in like the ultra saver mode and have to keep turning it off every couple hours, that way it wouldn't die. So it was a fun day. And my phone literally died at one point, you know? Like, you know what it's like when it dies, because it doesn't just like turn off or whatever. The whole screen goes, you know? You know what I'm saying when it goes, see the screen kind of shrink into itself. But anyway, that's my story. Feel free to laugh at it if you'd like, and if you'd like to leave a like on the video, you can. I'd like that, but you don't have to. It's just something that I do, I guess. But thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. You guys don't need to see the crane around. It's just a crane around. Whatever, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned and God bless. Peace.